Toke, this book is hilarious. It had me in stitches. You know, on her birthday, I went to her Instagram, on my Instagram page, I had a picture of Toke and I said, twinkle, twinkle, little Tokester. Because of her winsome, cute size and all, but this cuteness has always been there. I mean, I had to take notes from the burning the carpet to, can you imagine Toke breaking a bottle on somebody's head? Toke broke.
I used to be very worldly, seriously. I mean, it's so funny how lately when certain things happen to me, I look back and I think, you just let that slide. God has changed you.
What's his name? What's that crazy guy who's
who? The comedian?
The Perry guy.
Tyler Perry.
When was there? Medea. So you're so lucky I got Jesus.
You know, certain things happen lately, and then even people around me are like, you're just going to let that slide, and I'm like, there's a bigger picture. I think when your plate is full and you realize that your own, I say to you, but me, my own is enough for me. If I begin to think about all the things I have to do, the hours, not even that, just take me to me.
As I'm content.
My own is enough. It's even remaining. I'm looking forward to sharing also. I find that, and I think, I wouldn't say age because I'm still young, but I have lived, you know, and I haven't always gotten it right. And that's why if you read the book, you realize it's from a very honest place. So people who have gotten excerpts and are running along with certain things they've seen haven't read the book. Because I take you on a journey from, you know, my youth, growing up, and things that I have seen. And my things, I mean, I broke a bottle on someone's, I hope he's not even watching. You know, the things that are done wrong and learning from them. So I think I'm at a place now where I remember when the parents would tell us when we were younger, don't wear makeup, don't do this, the time will come for it. And we thought they didn't know what they were talking about. And now you just realize that I wore contacts for like 7 years. If someone told me that I would not wear contacts anymore, I think I did the things I was supposed to do when I was supposed to do them. So right now I'm at a place where I'm much calmer. So yes, there was a side of me that was very angry growing up. I was rebellious, and you know, I didn't even know why I was angry. It took this happening to me, and in the process of writing, there were times that I was reliving certain incidences, and I wouldn't be able to write for 2 weeks because it came back. It was so real. I mean, you know, just so many things started connecting, and I realized that we are the sum of our experiences. Of course. And sometimes certain things will happen to you and you wouldn't even know how far-reaching it goes. It can come out in another way and in other places that you didn't expect. So if you read Unbecoming, the book shows you that I'm really just a girl who has made my mistakes, of course, who is making some more mistakes and will learn, and in the hope that I'll leave this place a little bit better than I met it, you know. So if you've been given this platform, and you know, I shared something on my Instagram page yesterday. I'm very inspired by Pastor Adeboye's life. You know, I don't even go to read him, but I'm just so inspired by him. And I remember reading one time, he said something about how his grandma or his mom or someone in his life used to say to him as a child that you will call one and 1,000 will answer. Wow. And I remember when I read that, I said to God, if I can only just be this influential. And my pastor said to me recently, you know, when something happened that I was in the news, when I said, Sister Tokes, you know, when you speak here, they hear in America. And I remembered, and I said, the Lord had done it, you know. So it's the platform is huge. I'll be selfish not to share how I walk through my valleys, how I survive things that, you know, are meant to break me, how I enjoy my successes as well. So if you follow me on Instagram, it's a mix of my fashion to my crazy side to things that inspire me, to your dog, to my dog.
How is
Coco,
she?
How okay she call her she, two of them.
Coco's a she.
Coco and Spice.
How are they?
They're very well. Spice made it to the book. Spice is famous.
But I hope you know that Lassas go crazy after about a year or two.
Absolutely. I do have a young kid, not a massage.
So all right. Yeah, because
she's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I mean, I have a Labrador, but Lassas go mad. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you. The funny thing is, Spice was a gift when I was married. It was actually one of the gifts that, you know, I got from, I think it was Valentine's Day. He bought me a dog. And
so I know you've been asked this question many times. Don't forget, I mean, don't mind my paper, my cue cards that you can so obviously see. This show is real, and I'm asking questions from you, questions that you want Toke to answer. I know you've been asked this question many times, but why did you keep holding on?
It's, we all hope that, people will change, and we all, hope that situations will change, not necessarily people, because when I say people, then who am I to judge? I'm not God, and someone changing is not in my hands. So I'd say situations. Of course, no one walks into a situation hoping for the worst. You have to hope for the best, which is why you stay. And seeing the good in someone, despite, regardless of what happens,
choosing
can
to
sort of
focus on
give
the
you
good.
a warped mentality, and then it takes a while before you realize that it's okay to love someone without the person being in your life, because loving them just might be a bit detrimental to you, not on their own doing, but because of who you are. Do you know what I mean? So
wow, that's powerful.
it's not that person is a human being trying to find his or her way through life, and they're not responsible for your happiness. They would make mistakes. So it's the way you
choose
let them,
to
it's the way you give the power that you have, and then once you realize that, you know what, this person is good, a great person, but might be detrimental to my peace of mind, my spirituality, my well-being, it's time to just tell yourself the truth, And I feel like also because we don't talk enough, the moment someone shares with you that this is how I feel, automatically people believe that your marriage must be bad, they are going to divorce, So people bottle up so much. People don't let out so much, and that's why I took on the challenge of being transparent in Unbecoming. Talking about those things that people shy away from, because that's what my vlogs are even about. We talk about things that people don't talk about.
People
so
do,
we talk about it
like taboos
inside the closet with our close friends and family, but come outside and act like we are all perfect, the makeup, so it was time for me to bear it all, which is why I said to become, I must shed it all. So it was a journey, and in that journey, not everyone is going to understand it, and that's okay.
And someone else doesn't understand. I've read the book, and this lady has read the book, and she says, but TOKE, when did you finally let go? Because there was baby mama Crystal before Anita. Why were you accepting all of these babies? If you accept it, but I guess the question she's trying to ask, and I'm trying to ask is, I hear you I'm one of those who loves love.
I'm a lover for love.
I love love. And the truth is, there's a prayer I pray every morning. But after reading Unbecoming, I started to fine-tune that prayer. The way the Lord's Prayer says, forgive us our sins as we forgive those who trespass against us, so that I do not judge. When I pray every morning, I say, Father, for everything I'm about to judge in the next person, show me 4 things about myself that are not right. But if you pray that prayer, and you deal with someone like your ex, it's very easy to say, okay, before I judge him here, me too. But bringing it home, the raw facts, there was a first baby.
I guess, as I said, when you love someone, you expect that, things will get better, and time after time, it wasn't like there was a baby and it's like, oh yeah, I have a baby, bye. Do you know what I mean? I also discovered on this journey, which I say is not about that person. It's really not about him. I realized that I suffered from shock, which I did not know. A lot of people used to say, I got the name Tokestar out of that, actually. I remember how, Ike would say to me, or Sake to her, how, oh my God, you tell TOKE something. They used to say blonde. I used to have like TOKE moments, Tokestar blonde moments, and I'm not blonde, but Ike was convinced I was, because we would sit in certain places and something will happen, and 8 hours later I can ask, oh, what was that just happened? And he's like, no, you're not just asking. And every time I'll see Alibaba, he used to try and play the knock because I would never get it. So it's when he now goes afterwards, I'll now call him later and say, oh, that's what she meant, So I think he also came from maybe the loss I suffered as a child, the fire incidents and losing both parents on the same day. I don't think I understood what it was like, and I grew up with that pain, not fully understanding what it was like. So parts of my life started to react before I even knew that was what it was like. So as you said, I'm someone who suffers from a lot of shock, and I watched things quickly change early in my life, and I became afraid of change. So I knew why I went through this journey. It was time. I was a sheep at Harbor. I knew there were several times that I deserved better, and I could, not even about my relationship, work decisions, different things. This was a personal journey to wake all of my senses up. You know, I would be in certain places, jobs, ideas that I would have, but I would be too afraid to venture out because I'm thinking, even this book, I ran like Jonah several times, you know, just like, nah, Lord, this cannot be you. And then something happened that will bring me back into, and I'm like, I'm just barely trying to get over this. So it's more than me. It's more than the relationship. I would say I suffered delayed reaction.
This is exactly what I was going to term it. Delayed reaction.
Yeah, and you know, certain things will happen in my life and I would think I'm okay. You know, you keep taking and keep taking because you think, okay, he's apologized, you love this person, let's just move on. Or even on the job, you know that this job is probably not paying you enough. You're tired of the stress on this, but you just keep thinking, where would I find another one? Okay, let me just, at least I have a job. Those things we tell ourselves where you're becoming
the lies
sheep at harbor. Not necessarily lies, because, you know, yeah, they're lies, you can find better.
Yeah.
But it's your reality. So I wouldn't term it a lie, because you are on this job. It's not like you're sitting at home jobless and lying that you have a job. Do you know what I mean? You're on this job. You know you deserve better, but you can't find the inner strength within you to totally convince yourself to see the picture that your mind has of you.
You can get better.
You know what I mean? So you can't get better. You keep telling yourself, but I come from, you know, a low back, but who will listen to me? But and everyone's been there. You know, people are insecure about several things. Even if you go back to the Bible, let's go biblical. When God called Moses, he looked at him and thought, me, where am I going to start from? Do you understand? I cannot speak. I cannot. And he said, what do you have in your hands? That's what you have in your hands is what you would use to lead my people. He doubted himself as well. So that self-doubt thing is very real.
It is very real.
You battle with all this. I know I can do better, but am I really sure? This one I know. That, you know, all those things that women have told themselves, and even men have told themselves at some point, if it's not a relationship or marriage, it could be a career decision.
You know what they say? I mean, I asked somebody the other day, you know, a bird in hand
is better than nothing. I mean,
wrong. That's actually the wrong answer.
Yeah.
They say beats two in the bush. Wrong.
Oh, yeah.
Very wrong. A bird in hand is the only bird you have.
No, what came to my mind?
Forget what's inside the bush.
Famous Nigerian lingo. Half a loaf of bread is better than
at all
hair, those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, okay, and look, that's a lot of people's reality.
I know.
You know, and for me, for a very long time, that was my reality, but I didn't even know that was what it was. So you sit there and think, okay, let me just manage, let me just do this. But when there's a calling on your life and it's much bigger than you, if you run, it would find you, and it might not be pleasant. Okay, so you might take some pain. I've been there, so I can tell you, you know, if I had made the changes I was supposed to make before, just maybe, you know, it wouldn't be, as someone called it, I remember sitting with a pastor who didn't know me, but just, I walked into his room bawling, crying. It was one of those days that I just couldn't find the strength to just even carry myself. On. And he said to me, he said, I have a feeling that what you're going through is redirection. He says, you disobeyed. And I knew what he was talking about. So I said, I'm just going to be honest. Yes, Lord, I have disobeyed, but grant me the grace to come out of this alive. Do you know what I mean? So the redirection process happens when, you know, you've been told, or you've been sent on an assignment and you've been told to do certain things and you choose to go the other way. So sometimes it's worse than the others, but, you know, thankful for grace. So we're here to lead.
No, I have had that experience before when you talk about disobedience and redirection. Just like you. Mine, there's a day on the 4th of January every year. I find a way to get rid of everyone in the house, husband, children, and I just lay flat and pray. And I know it was about 2 or 3 years ago I was praying and God said, separate yourself and read. But I thought to myself, I'm already an avid reader. I read around the clock. My phone is filled with books. I'm going to separate yourself and read. And I just ignored. I didn't stay long enough to pray to understand. And the thing about me and God, if He has given you a message and you do not, the next year you will repeat the class.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They
you
always say
exactly.
If you don't pass, you will keep
promotion. Exactly.
Class.
Yes. My next question. This person says, TOKE, are you genuinely happy, or do you still have any love for Maje? Remember, you're a Christian. Remember 1 Corinthians 13. And the second bit of the question is, even have you started dating again? If you say no, what was that on Instagram on your birthday? Who was the surprise guy who came in? So there are many questions in one. But I asked them all together because I think you can answer all of them.
You know, I had to forgive myself first. And, you know, I need people to go out there, buy the book and read on becoming. And you find out that it's not about the other person. It's really not. You know, it's like you asking me, have you fully forgotten or forgiven the fact that 2 nannies led to the death of your parents? You know, so a lot of people need to read with understanding and realize that it has nothing to do. I don't hate anyone. I wish everyone the best, you know, and we were supposed to teach each other something. So there's a reason for everything. So I don't throw the baby away with the bathwater. Do you know what I mean? So you take your experiences and the things that you learn, and you hope that they guide you into the next venture or the next phase of your life. So happiness is a state of mind. You know, we all can sit here and say I'm happy, but we do have sad times sometimes, and that's part of life. You know, you're happy, you're excited when you're happy, and when you're sad, accept that sad days won't last. It's a phase. You know what I mean? So I'd say I'm content. It's a place that it's a fantastic place to be at, where you'll have totally just given the reins of your life to the higher cause and the higher calling, and you know that wherever you land, you'll be fine. You know, so that also answers the dating question. I'm content.
She's content.
I am.
Stop asking. It's not your business. She's content. She's happy.
I'm content.
Enough on the book. Enough on her relationship. As I said when we started out, I mean, really. So the truth is,
what about that? Buy the book.
Buy the book.
Read it.
On becoming. So, you know, for everyone who knows me, you can. It's so beautiful. Look.
Thank you.
So, but I want you to see this. Look, I've marked my entire, and it comes with a beautiful bookmark. I've marked my entire. Can you see all the pink in there? You see all the pink. See all the pink.
You're like me when I read. My Bible has all these marks as well.
So you see this. Yeah, exactly.
So I can remember. I'm like,
I mean, the book is so interesting. You know, I need to show you one of my pages where I actually went, wow,
amazing.
You need to read this. You can't put it down.
You can't put it down.
And it's just. It just brings out mixed emotions.
You're angry.
You're angry. They're telling you, you're like, I can't wait to see what happens. I cannot wait to see this punk. She won't describe enough about him.
Yeah.
I mean, I know him personally, and this is nothing to do with TOKE.
Yeah, it's not.
TOKE has always said it is a must tell and not a tell all. From speaking to her, I mean, those of you who didn't even know her before this show, I'm sure that you can tell that she has absolutely no time for nonsense. I mean, this is someone who's facing her career, which is the next thing I want to talk about. I mean, in the words of Sweet Brown, ain't nobody got time for that at all.